Hello, my Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate reading for January 2020, though timeless. Whenever you catch it is when you're supposed to see it, I trust. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, kicking ass, taking names, reading cards. Professional witch, professional intuitive, and Venus in Libra. So I'm with you on this one today. If you're new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. Making my way to 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize and do super live chat. And I made a promise to my subscribers to do a little thing called Drunk Tarot once we get there once a month or so. So once I get my 1,000 plus a little bit more, video in the description box below will explain what Drunk Tarot is, and it'll be a gay old time because it's me doing it. Let's get down to business. This is a general reading, and the blessing of the cards that I do every time before I record one of these, you know, it's always interesting. I'm tuning to the Zodiacal Collective, in this case Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, keeping in mind I'm a Venus signs. Well, boy, did I start to get, and I don't like this word at all anymore, channeling. It was like, oh, the information was coming through about me and about other people that I know and in general, and it really only takes like maybe 2 or 3 minutes to bless the deck. So I'm gonna let all of that go and just see what comes through. But I have Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra, so that's a lot of my clairvoyance and my ability to express it. I'm Leo rising, so that's third house self-expression. So I'm just gonna roll with this, considering that Venus is Aphrodite, right? Goddess 11, this is a soulmate read. So this is a general read. So if it doesn't click for you absolutely everything, please do check your other signs. I'm reading for hundreds of thousands of people, if not more, in any Zodiacal Collective, let alone Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, anything, right? So please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a soulmate read, and my definition of soulmates is a little bit different probably than most people. Not the same as twin flame. They are different contracts, but that's what they have in common. They are soul contracts. Pre-incarnational agreements, if you like, between different souls about healing. They both have that in common. They are about healing, not about making you happy, but about healing. The soulmate contract is about two souls helping each other heal, and they can manifest in any way, shape, or form, right? Can be parent-child, doesn't have to be lover every single time. In fact, it rarely is lover every single time, because that's the domain of the twin flame contract, where you teach each other how to love yourselves. You teach each other how to set boundaries. You teach each other how to heal yourselves. And how do you do that? By not being able to give each other the love you really want or the help that you really need. You have to give it to yourself. And it's just true in all relationships. There is a love that only we can give ourselves. No one else can. So soulmates help you with that. Twin flames teach you how to love yourself, which is often rough and tumultuous and turbulent. But that's why these are soulmate readings, and not just any old kind of soulmate contract. We're looking at the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, romantic, intimate, sexual kind, which is the one that we've been incarnating over and over and over with. Because you have soulmates in your life, your friends, your family, the ones that help you heal. Take advantage of it, but play your role, because it's mutual, right? You're supposed to help each other heal. So so you need twin flames and soulmates just to learn, heal, grow, and evolve on the path of true love, your hero's journey, your spiritual path, whatever you want to call it, right? So this is actually a contract reading. We are going to be looking at two parties, a divine feminine and a divine masculine. Has nothing to do with bodily gender at all. Has to do with energetic dynamic. You might find resonance on both sides of the table, so to speak, because we all have divine masculine, divine feminine. But look at it as a contract. Pay attention to what your energy field does, how your body reacts or responds to the reading as we go, because that will help inform you more intuitively of what's going on, which brings me to my last point, which I always make. Please breathe consciously. You saw how fast I was just talking there to get that energy out? Well, once the clairvoyance and the empathy, those are my two dominant intuitive skills as a Pisces moon, it comes in, I can go really fast. And it's important that I breathe so I don't trip over words, right? So that I can keep the energy flowing, communicate what I'm seeing and feeling. And if you're focusing on your breath at the same time, just being with the breath, right? Being in the present moment, you're tuning to the same frequency that I am and picking up on the same vibe. I'm just translating it into words. You with me? Isn't that fun? Oh, the power of the breath, the power of the breath. So with all of that preamble, necessary preamble, done, let's do this deal, shall we? Because I'm in this one. Venus and Libra. Nice deep breath. Oh, I feel you all. My collective pantheons of angels, gods, goddesses, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. 2 Caroline Myss archetype cards. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom, and there's a lot of cool links to check out on the way down. My collective pantheons, please. A card for the Divine Feminine first, then a card for the Divine Masculine in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, soulmate contract for January 2020 or wherever they're supposed to see it. All right, I'll butterfly. They're like, butterfly the cards. Please. Oh, okay. One for the Divine Feminine. Cut in half. Divine Feminine. Do it again. This is new. For the Divine Masculine. Cut in half. There's Divine Masculine. I mean, I've done that before with cards, but never before in one of these readings. Shall we look at the happy couple? The Divine Feminine Hermit and the Divine Masculine Eternal Child. Now, this is not the first time a child archetype has popped into the series this time around, even though this is only number 7, right? We will get to this one, but it's not about a kid. It's not about a minor, M-I-N-O-R. This is a romantic, intimate, sexual relationship we're looking at. Everybody has an aspect of the child archetype because we were all children. Care how mature you were. You came out, you wore a diaper, right? Hopefully. I don't know you. Let's keep this light. We just started, right? So the thing about an archetype is that it is both shadow and light, lead and gold, right? Negative, positive, the wound, the healing. It's neutral, essentially, just like anything else in this world. It's in its process, right? So regardless of the archetypal dynamic, in a soulmate contract, this is what's being healed in the soulmate contract. Therefore, you're helping each other heal. So you may have had experiences with other people who have these traits, or they used to be within yourself. You know, once you've been through something, you have more compassion for somebody who's going through it, if you have it that way. So let's have a look at the Divine Feminine Hermit, something that I can very much relate to. The shadow attribute. Withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgment. Now think about that. How many people right now wouldn't consider themselves hermits, except they don't leave their home, they order everything in because they withdraw from society out of fear of the crazy shit that's going on there, particularly as a Divine Feminine, if you're an energy sensitive or an empath, right? Negative judgments of others, right? People think you're weird, people think you're strange, you pull back, refusing to help those in need. Now that's a bridge too far for me personally. I am a Virgo, but I get that too. It's like where you don't even want to like engage with anybody because, you know, it's that fear. And I think that's a sense of, I'm not saying that everyone who has the Hermit archetype has agoraphobia or that they're too interconnected, but you can catch a whiff of that in there in the world in general. So moving towards the light attribute, the healing seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. So the light side of this is not about all of a sudden being gregarious and no longer being a hermit. That the power itself has such, and I love the Hermit archetype. I mean, the Hermit card in the tarot is called the Virgo card by a lot of readers. I am a Virgo, so I relate to this Divine Feminine Hermit archetype. Lock the doors, lower the blinds, and put on your heels. Sorry, I guess I want to have a kiki. If you know that reference, please comment below. Oh my God, I would have to listen to the Scissor Sisters, Jake Shears, So cute. Oh my God. So that thing of pulling back, right? Behind, locking up, but to doing it to restore, right? For deeper personal work, to pull back from the world, to heal, to nurture, or to replenish your creative energy, which, believe me, with the amount of readings I do in spiritual counseling and teaching, I love it. It's my passion, but I need that time. Not just alone time. Hermit time is different. Everybody needs alone time. The hermit is definitely more of a being called inward. You're in the shadow, you're running from the world. In the light, you're running to something within yourself. Great way to see it. Terry Pratchett, Winter Smith. Great book. Go read it. The Eternal Child. Now, as I said, everybody has the child archetype some way, shape, or form. I think we have access to all of the sub-patterns. The divine child, the nature child, the magical child, the orphan child. I think we all have touches of them within us because we all have access to every archetype in the collective unconscious. We're all one. Remember the quantum field. Think of the psychological soul powers and archetypes as just woven into the quantum field. We all have access. But the eternal child particularly is Peter Pan. I won't grow up. I mean, he never aged, right? So this one in a romantic context can be really, really lovely. I've been with some eternal children here and there in my life as friends, not just as lovers, but soulmates, you know, friendly soulmates. But in their shadow, it's a fucking nightmare, as it is with any archetype. But it really is the difference between being childlike and childish. Let's have a look. We start with the lead. The shadow attribute, inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. I don't know that I've dated that, but I've hung out with that. I've had friends. And again, we all have moments of that where we need the help of others. But extreme dependency on others is a different story. That's really the shadow in its extreme. But an inability to grow up and be responsible, we all know people like that. But now, because, by the way, inability to be responsible isn't solely the realm of this archetype, right? Any archetype can have irresponsibility issues, but this is to an extreme measure because of a child thing. The light attribute, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes, and that is invaluable if you have a soulmate, or if you are this divine masculine child, to be able to alchemize whatever childhood pain is in there, inner child work, whatever you got to do. That in this relationship with the hermit, where you can help each other by seeing fresh eyes, and the hermit really teaching to the child, like, be safe within self, right? Go within, replenish your stores. Very, very powerful dynamic. A hermit and a child, because remember, a hermit, you can withdraw and retreat with someone else, right? People go on retreats with groups into the woods, like woman gathering and, you know, all the pagan festivals and stuff like that, rainbow gatherings. This is different. The hermit usually goes by the self, but is not in exile, goes willingly, though if the fear is driving it, then it feels like they're in exile, but they're not. It's all by choice. What we're going to do to clarify these two delicious archetypes, we're going to take 3 cards from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to give a simple timeline, past, present, future for the Divine Feminine. We're going to do the same for the Divine Masculine with the Mythic Tarot. Juliet Sharman Burke. We're going to start with Fiona Morgan's Daughters of the Moon. Nice deep breath. See what I mean about breathing after all of that? Breathe. It's like clearing the slate, coming into the present moment, finding the still point where the divine is always there with everything we need to know. Oh, my goddesses, please, the voice of the goddesses, Aphrodite in particular, who sits in the throne of Libra. My goddess. 3 cards, past, present, future, for this divine feminine hermit archetype in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract, January 2020. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic contract. Where has she been in this contract? That will be the past. Where is she now in this soulmate contract? That would be the present. And where is she going in this contract? Nothing set in stone, although we're looking at the divine plan in the quantum field here, just a probability. That would be the future. Let's do the same for the Divine Masculine, and then we'll just read them straight across. Nice deep breath. My gods, Eros in particular, who shares the throne with his mother Aphrodite in the throne of Libra, form me in my pantheon, please, my Eros. Oh, it's so delicious, the totem of Eros. That's why I wear it all the time. Please, 3 cards, past, present, future, for this Divine Masculine eternal child. Past, present, future. For this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, soulmate contract. Where has he been in this contract? Where is he now in this contract? Move that over a little. And where is he going in this contract? Ooh, kicker. 2. No, you're both going back in. Sorry, I'm a Virgo. I got rules. I'm going to send them around again. Eros, please, where... Yeah, I feel you. Where is he headed in this soulmate contract? We're good. Let's have a look. Let's start with the Divine Feminine Hermit. Where has she been? Good. 4 of Pentacles. Security. That sense of being replenished from within does make sense with the Hermit. So this might be somebody who kind of lives this way, has found that sense of stability within herself. And remember, I'm saying himself, herself, only for energetic dynamic purposes of saying Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. Just makes it easier on me, and I hope that translates well. But also that thing that they are going to the well, and that the well never dries, right? So no matter what's going on, there's this sense of being able to focus on what, right? Intently on inner life, right? So the inner life is stabilized with that Hermit in this contract. So whether or not they've met already, we don't know, but we know she's in that nice solid place. Where is she now? The Hanged Man in this deck called Reversal, which there is a touch of sacrifice. I mean, that's the original mythology. Odin hanging upside down from the world tree Yggdrasil, but you know, he plucked out his eye. That was really the sacrifice, not just, you know, 9 days of hanging out, right? So that he could receive visions, and he received the runes. So this is often about surrendering a point of view, and if that feels like sacrifice, that feels like sacrifice. But having to turn yourself upside down to see clearly in a situation that already was upside down, therefore turning you right side up. So I find it a very spiritual card in the sense of like, all right, not just surrender, passive, I do nothing, but the Hermit, if the Hermit is hermiting, that's a tricky phrase, for the sense of spiritual development, for the sense of personal reevaluation of looking at things differently. I mean, the Course in Miracles even says the true prayer for a miracle is, dear God, help me see this differently. God, Goddess, Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, whoever, divine intelligence of the universe. Boy, do we get wordy with that. It's all the same thing. Show me, right? Help me see this differently. I'm willing to surrender my perception that I may receive vision. That's very Course in Miracles, actually. Just flew through me, so I guess we know who's speaking. Where's she headed? All right, now don't freak out about this. Burnout. Because burnout, we think immediately the societal sense of burnout, the cultural sense of, oh, I said yes too much when I should have said no, and now I'm burnt out, I'm dead. Well, you know, dead tired. It's a fire card. It's where you're just like, oh, please, how much coffee do I have to drink to fucking get through this soulmate contract? But also know it's in the future position. So this is something that, if that is the case, if you're already in this place of surrender... See, I don't feel like that's what it means. In this, what I'm feeling is that through this place of surrender, the Divine Feminine really starts burning away. And see, like, okay, they're redirecting me. The Eight of Wands, which is what this card is, right? Just check it. Yeah. The Eight of Flames, the Eight of Wands. Right away, right? It's like those stabs flying through the air. It's fast movement. So burnout. Think of like a forest fire. That there is a rapid change here, but that might come with it that sense of having to say yes and commit and choose, because fire is the element of will, choice, and desire as well as passion. So this could be a passion thing that as she sees it differently, the desire explodes within her. Not like the volcano, but like the wildfire. And I've been in love like that before. Rapid, all right, burnout, fast moving. But I'm also, like I said, they've been channeling ever since I touched these cards for this spread, that it's transforming everything it touches. So some things may be reduced to ash and there's no going back. You can't unburn a cookie. Let's have a look at the Divine Masculine here, the Eternal Child here. Fresh eyes. My eye just went, oh my god, my eye first went to fresh eyes, and what's the first card I turn over? The Hangman. Oh my goodness gracious, Prometheus. So there we go, alright? So come on, what are the fucking chances, right? Just the odds of that happening. Okay, there aren't 10 million cards, but still. So coming from that place of that same process I just defined, though really feels like this, oh, this one just feels different. This one feels different. This one does feel a bit forced. Like, not that the Eternal Child forced themselves to, but sort of being forced to see things differently. We go there too. There are times, see, that's why they always hang the hanged person, I should say, by the feet, because it's voluntary. It really is voluntary. Well, not in the case of Prometheus, and maybe that's the difference between these two cards just in art. Here, this woman is definitely doing it voluntarily. Her knees are bent over a tree branch. She could gymnast herself and dive right in. She'd be fine, right? But Prometheus bound, different story. Punished for stealing fire. So perhaps this child in this contract, where has he been in this contract? Where one, we're being forced to see things differently. And Lord knows our life situations can do that, which I'm hearing from the gods themselves. It's like, because the divine plan, that's why, that you didn't necessarily fuck up, do something wrong, just because things aren't going your way, or because you're forced to see things differently. That's called growth. And don't take it so personally. Hard not to, though. From Mark Angelo Lyons' mouth for short, saying hard not to. But everything is happening for us in the quantum, for us to grow, heal, learn, evolve, etc. Where is he now coming from that? Four of Swords. In this deck, definitely a card of meditation, contemplation, and focus. Internal focus. So I think with the Hermit there too, and this Eternal Child, for this Eternal Child to be hanging out with this Hermit while she's going through her process of the hanged person, right? Reversal, which is what this card is called, deliberately there, to kind of chill out and focus and maybe be of great support to each other through silence, right? But that comfort, that partnership, companionship, you know, that mental connection. But that's okay. Where he's headed is the Ten of Wands. Now in this deck, it's the Golden Fleece being delivered, and you know the Argo, the ship that the Argonauts, right? The Jason and the Argonauts just beat to shit. And the Ten of Flames is often depicted that way, as some sort of burden being completed. But I think that that's just one way of looking at it. I get it, right? Like, particularly carrying all that fire, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of drive. You can be a little burned out towards the end with the manifestation of it. But it's also the manifestation of a desire, something completed, a goal attained, something that you wanted, you have. So with a 10 of Wands here and an 8 of Flames, which is Wands here, I think we're looking at some manifestations, maybe one step. It does feel like perhaps the child here, because he's got the Hanged Man in the past, where the Divine Feminine has it in the present, that in the future the Divine Feminine has the 8, but the Divine Masculine has the 10. So maybe it's the innocence of this Eternal Child that might be a little couple of steps ahead of the game, right? Interesting. Well, good. Thankfully, we're not done. I do need a sip of coffee after that. What we're going to do is Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue. One card. What are each of them? What are the healing angels that each of them are bringing to the soulmate contract, right? That's very much about them. Now it's about what are they bringing to what? To help each other heal. What are soulmates for? To help each other heal. Let's get t-shirts made. What are soulmates for? Nice deep breath. Exhale first, my Libras. Still point. My angels, please. 2 cards, one for the Divine Feminine Hermit, one for the Divine Masculine Eternal Child. In this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, soulmate contracts for January 2020 are timeless. What do each of them bring to this contract? In terms of the healing angels, what is the healing angel that they bring with them, so to speak? The divine feminine first, please. The divine masculine next. Such an easier way of shuffling. I love that they keep upgrading how I do this. Guidance and grace is there in anything if you ask and then you make time for the answer, right? So what is she bringing to the table? Enchantment. Now, I've said in many readings before, not my personal favorite word. Enchantment means something is not as it appears to be, but comes along with the Hermit, right? Like the Hermit, you don't know. You don't know what's going on there. And I have to say, in a romantic contract, Some Enchanted Evening is not about, like, it's not hi ho, it's off to work we go. And if you don't know the song, it is from, well, a musical, Kismet, right? Some Enchanted Evening, is that, no, that's not Kismet, that's, oh shit. See, this is what happens when you have a past in musical theater but no memory left. South Pacific, somebody yelled it out, thank you, I heard you through the time waves, the waves of time. So enchantment, right? So some enchanted evening, right? You may meet a stranger across a crowded room, and there's just the divine is at work, right? The fairies of the universe are orchestrating it, whatever you want to say, but that's what the divine feminine brings to this, and healing is something enchanted, that there's something that's unseen and yet present, right? Well, it's sort of like the jewelry that I wear when I do these readings. I wear them all the time. Like, they look like pieces of jewelry, but really they're totems of Aphrodite and her son Eros. And there's high symbolism there. Not that they live in it, but they're like pin codes. They're just sort of like, oh yeah, totems, right? There's something going on there that you don't know is there, but I know what's going on there. So she brings that to the table. That's lovely. Let's see what's going on with him. Signs. Signs and synchronicities. I don't believe in coincidence. I mean, the word itself means coincidence, to things, incidents that happen at the same time. It's a good start. But synchronicity is just a visible manifestation of the quantum field. It's not that everything's interconnected. Everything is one. So coincidence implies the illusion of separation. Synchronicity just means same time, where same, chronos, time. So the synchronicity of those two, of things happening, right? Those are the signs that we're looking for. And whether they are through dreams or through songs on the radio, which is honestly how I get them more often than not, or if I have a playlist playing on random at home, where I'll say a word and the word will come out on TV, or I'll be typing and the TV will say the same, like things like that. But I feel like it's the fresh eyes. And I keep looking at the word in here, ability to see things with fresh eyes. It takes fresh eyes to see the signs, right? Because we can be so jaded. And so keep your eyes down, right? Where the child, the eternal child in particular, is like, oh my God, there it is. There, oh my God, did you hear that? It's all one. We're all one. And if that's the Libra, that's a conversation that's not going to end for a while. Get a cup of coffee, right? I love my Libras. So that's a very interesting thing that the Divine Masculine bringing to the table there. But then again, you know what? They both have the Hanged Man. So seeing things differently seems to be a theme here, considering in the present part of the contract, he is in that Four of Swords, might be very meditative, very reflective, putting together pieces. Let's keep going. We've got a couple more cards left to do. What we're going to do is use the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack to, again, get two cards, one for the Divine Feminine, one for the Divine Masculine, from the Ascended Masters. We're going to double dip with them first with this deck and then the last deck that we're using. This is to either what they have to heal. Half of this pack, it's called a pack, not a deck, the Love Pack, baby, Love Pack. That's where it's at. Half of the pack is the suit of problems. So that would be the problem, what it is that needs healing, though I'm not thrilled with the word problem, it's fine. The rest of the deck is made up of three suits, decks, if you like. The healing deck, the Grace deck and the Luck deck. So what are they bringing? It's sort of like the Angel card, but a little different, right? Nice deep breath. Still point. Oh, my masters of soulmate contracts. Please, oh please, 2 cards, one for the Divine Feminine, one for the Divine Masculine. What are they bringing? What are they bringing to the soulmate contract to help with the healing, that they're here to help each other heal? That was a lot. Or what is the problem? What is the thing that they need to heal? So what are they bringing to help heal, or what is it that they're bringing that needs healing? That's what the contract is for. One for the Divine Masculine, please. One for the Divine Feminine, please, in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, satisfying soulmate, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise contract. Oh, you really want me to wait. There we go. For the Divine Feminine, and please, one for the Divine Masculine, eternal child as well. So we got the Hermit and the Divine Child. They made me work for that one a little bit more. Here we go. What's she bringing? Dream come true. I have to peek. Oh, good. Dream come true. You'll like it. It's worth the wait. Take a breath, Libra. So dream come true. So that what she's bringing. That Hermit. That's why the hanged person, the reversal. It's like it takes a lot to see that your dream might be coming true, or even to have a dream that you want to come true. But that this soulmate, she's bringing that vibe. Oh, and it makes sense with the enchantment, too, that it's my dream coming true. My dream is coming true. Blessed be. Now, I've never wanted to be more of a Venus in Libra than I am right at this moment, because what he got, the eternal child, trust. Trust. Trust, right? It's someone in a parachute, right? Like trusting, allowing oneself to fall, because the signs are there. They're trusting the signs, and and they're both going to get what they want. The Divine Masculine seems more with that 10, but with her not that far behind. Fast-moving energy of the 8 of Flames. It's really, 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 really good. So you feeling that? Like, I don't think that takes hours of interpretation. We're right on the money there. Dream come true with trust. I'm down. But we got 3 more cards, 2 coming from this deck. The Whispers of Love Oracle, really such a delicious deck. I highly recommend it. For the voices of the higher selves, right? So one for her, one for him, same as we've been doing, right? Nice deep breath, please. Still point. Ground and center. The higher selves of all involved, mine included. Please, 2 cards, one for the Divine Feminine Hermit, one for the Divine Masculine Eternal Child in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, soulmate contract for January 2020, though timeless, please. One for the Divine Feminine, a whisper of love. One for the Divine Masculine, a whisper of love. And that one came with a little belly giggle. Thank you. What she got. Be in the present and dream of the future, which makes sense because in the present she's got reversal, the hanged person, right? And what I love about this card, I doubt you can see it, but if you can Google this card, reversal, Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the face above water has her eyes closed in surrender, but the face reflected in the water, eyes are open and smiling, right? So it is very much that, very much be in the present, but dream of the future, right? Let yourself have this, and dream of the future, dream come true right next to it, duh. Sometimes I don't even see all the connections until after I'm recording. I'm like, oh my God. So I do my best. That's why. Breathe, right? It's a lot. This is a lot. This is really good. What's he got? Get to know each other. Learning to meet each other's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. And I think that this might be something that, though they might have known each other or known of each other, now it's like, now they really need to get to know each other. And that would make sense with all the fire in their tarot in the future positions. It's like, oh my God, we're here. Hi. What's your favorite color? Not always necessarily the exchanging of histories, like, because she may not give, hermits very rarely give everything up all at once, but he might very much be like, What do you want to know about me? I want to know about you. But I'm telling you, you know how a child can be, Mom, 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 like to be a little nudgy. Be careful there, my eternal child. Questions show interest, but there's a difference between showing interest and being an interrogator. Celestine Prophecy. James Redfield. Go check it out. Cool, cool. One card left. And we are turning to the double dip of the Masters with the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. My lightsabers in cardboard form. They're triggery as fuck, though, I will say, because they are not affirmations. They are mantras. Yeah. This, we're only pulling one. One for the Soulmate contract itself. The Masters made it very clear when I started this series. They said, no, just one, because it doesn't matter who says it. If it's the Divine Feminine or the Divine Masculine in any of the readings, it is there to help the relationship heal. Why? Because what's the Soulmate contract? To help each other heal. You gotta help each other heal. So take a nice deep breath. Last card down. One side of the deck is the name of the mantra, which is good, so I could look it up in the book. It's like not even a paragraph. The other side is the mantra itself. Cool, cool. Nice deep, deep breath. Deep, 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 deep breath. Oh, my masters, please. One card in clarity for this Libra collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. Soulmate contract for January 2020 for these Libras. What is their healing mantra? What is the mantra that will be truly helpful for the healing and for both in this contract and the contract / the relationship itself? Anchoring the light. Anchoring the light. The launch. Anchoring the light. The light is always within me, which is truth. Light is always within me, because E equals MC squared, everything is light. It's another way of saying I am one with the quantum field and the quantum field is one with me, right? The light is always within me. Let's have a look-see-dook-see, shall we? I've read all of these before. I doubt all of them have been in readings, but maybe they have. Here we go. Anchoring the light. The light is always within me. Breathe, my leaves. When you anchor the light, you are accepting the infinite life force of the universe as your guardian, navigator, and companion. As you anchor the light, you are no longer a person trying to find the deeper meaning of connection. Instead, you know yourself to be a living expression of connection, simply appearing in human form. This mantra is ideal for overcoming fear, reducing cravings, interesting, and making important life decisions. The light is always within me. The light is always within me. The light is always within me. That would make sense. We're going to look at this in the overview, though. I think it'll make more sense there in the larger picture. Nice deep breath, magic clap. Boom. Here we go. We start with the Divine Feminine with the Hermit archetype in the shadow. Withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. The light attribute seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. And looking at her card in the past, that makes sense that she's got that sense of security in this contract in the past in terms of her own stability and security, perhaps how these two met. She really had it together within herself, moving her into the card of reversal, the card of the Hanged Man. We're saying the Hanged Person to be gender neutral on this, but now having to see things differently, but does feel like a hermit does that. Feels like she's done this before. So it's not so much a forced thing as a voluntary thing, although, as we said, that certainly appears that way in this artwork. Moving into the Eight of Flames, the Eight of Wands, rapid movement of fire, burn out, transformation, but also very, very fast movement. So it does feel like the Hermit really gets that creative energy flow going, serving that personal creativity, that focus on inner life really has, I don't want to say motivation so much as inspiration, passion, and desire, and begins to consume, moving things forward and transforming as she goes. The angel that she brings is enchantment. So, you know, this eternal child might have no idea what's going on with her because there's an enchantment about it. There is a mystery here about her. The things are not as they appear to be, but not necessarily overt deception so much as things are just hidden, but hidden in a divine sense, right? Like, and particularly with that idea of signs that he has that counters that, but we'll get there. And what is it? The luck that she brings with her, that is the suit from the love pack here, dream come true. The luck that she brings is the dream come true. So this is something that perhaps in reversal she saw and is now saying, okay, I'm going to see where this goes. Let's get that 8 of Flames going. But yet the voices of, the whispers of love, the voice of her higher self is be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. True. What comes into physical form, though, is what's in the divine plan. But you could say even the dreams are part of the divine plan. Jumping over to the divine masculine eternal child, inability to grow up and be responsible in the shadow, along with extreme dependency on others for physical security. The light attribute, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. So that lovely energy backed up with the past card there of the Hanged Man, had to hang out, saw things differently, but in particular, this one does feel a little bit more, I don't want to say forced, but let's say scripted by the universe. And not that the divine feminine isn't, but it feels like she did it willingly, she did it voluntarily. The child had to sort of be, I don't want to say punished, but moved into that willingly or unwillingly. But now in the Four of Swords, there is a mental focus there that might not have been there before, a contemplation and inward thinking movement of the mind into focus that eventually leads to that 10 of Wands. And looking at the angel card there of signs and the master card, the healing suit from the love pack of trust, the card of trust in the healing suit, that Four of Swords does make sense in this present moment of really following the signs perhaps inward and trusting the journey. And with the voice of the higher self in the whispers of love saying, get to know each other. Learning to meet another's need for love is important for a relationship to grow, so that even though he's at that 10 of Flames in the future, there is this sense of yes, and a 10 becomes a 1. The cycle completes and begins again at the Ace. And that will be more of the in-depth getting to know each other brought together in this final mantra of anchoring the light. The light is always within me, which will allow them to stay connected to their own archetypal powers and share that without getting lost within each other, and yet acknowledging that there is more than a connection, that they are of one vibrational field of light. A very, very highly spiritual concept. But this is a soulmate contract that perhaps with a hermit and an eternal child, that both of them are really ready to have that sort of relationship as they get to know each other. Of course, the light is always within both of them, that they are really exploring the light within themselves and within each other. That's a really cool reading. It's a really cool contract. I hope this is me, the Divine Feminine Hermit. I'm down with that. But may the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed in their soulmate contracts for January 2020 and timeless and beyond. May they be given everything they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to see the synchronicities, that their dreams come true, that the enchantment and the signs lead them all the way home together, because the light is in both of them. May we all experience the light within us for the well-being of all, in fulfillment of the divine plan, in perfect timing, under grace, and in perfect ways for the well-being of all. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can do super live chat, some drunk tarot, make a little ching on the side. Looking forward to that. Tip your witch and all of that. And if you like, there's probably a link down there. You can tip the witch if you so choose. Please do. But for now, as ever, my darling Libras, hail, farewell, and blessed be.